number 1, that's Patty Rolfe. Well, our second referee is Sergio Gonzalez. First serve by Reed, picked up by the Bruins. Sean Kelly coming in hot out of the Bic.
Yeah, there's two philosophies when you want to run the Bic. You either have to run the middle before, or you have to catch them like they did there on first contact.
That brings Andrew Rowan back to serve for UCLA. Serving wasn't really on tap last night, but we'll see what he comes out with here. And he sizzles an ace right out of the gate.
You know, we did not see that last night, but we have seen that in the past.
And even he said he's been hitting it 72 to 75 miles per hour. He just wasn't getting it in.
Yeah, we made him most of them last night, but they weren't that hard.
So that's his 8th ace of the season. First of the night as that ball goes into the net. Ramblers leading, or serving 1, looking at 2. Going back to serve, Aiden Klein, a 6'9" junior middle from Evanston, Illinois, in Evanston Township. Running for that spin serve, picked up by Conley, overpass, and Daniel Fabakovic taking out the trash.
Fabakovic is a tremendous player, does a lot of things well, ball control especially.
And with that, Klein goes back to the service line, and that is one of those charity sets. Everyone's putting that away as it comes over.
Yeah.
Kelly, good pass. Rowan in the middle of Thorne on his first swing, and Thorne going cross body on the crush.
Thorne is a human highlight film. He gets up and does something spectacular offense all the time.
That brings Zach Rama back to serve for UCLA. In last night's match against Ball State, he turned it on in set 2, and they were not looking back from there. Service misses long for point, going to Loyola. As we take a look at Alex Smits Van Ooyen. Second start here in 2026 after coming back from a big weekend in Hawaii, splitting with the number 2 team in the nation. Smits Van Ooyen goes over towards Conley. And busting it on a quick is Cameron Thorne.
And that definitely is a quick. Some quicks are lobbed or kind of a slow. He hits it quick right out of his hands.
For serving the 3, Thorne going back to serve, and got to take a peek at Thorne. He stands at 6'4" and a little undersized for a middle blocker, but he does everything he needs to get it done. Ball's tipped in the middle by Bell, picked up by the Bruins. Soa on the hand pass. Smits Van Ooyen over towards Fabakovic. He's blocked, covered by Soa. Free ball by Sosa. Hand pass by Thorne. Rowan goes back over to Decker, and he is denied. Double dismissal at the net by Sosa and Bell.
Bell did a great job of closing that block and having his shoulders square. There was really nowhere to go.
That ties us up at 4 apiece as we take a look at Daniel Fabakovic serving for the Ramblers. Hybrid pass by Kelly. Rowan goes back to Decker. Decker not to be stopped as his second swing results in the scorch of the sideline.
After you get stuff like he did on his first play, how do you respond? And that was exactly what he did. He altered the shot, hit high, found the sideline here.
That brings David Decker back to serve for the Bruins. 5 serving 4. He's got that nasty tailing jump serve, but ends up hitting the Loyola bench. Fodder for getting heckled, that's for sure.
Yeah, Loyola's over here heckling him and gets nailed with an errant serve.
No, that's not heckling, Charlie. That's constructive criticism.
Oh, no, it's not.
Aiden Bell back to serve for Loyola as he floats it over towards Rama. Rowan to Wong Diallo. And Bell was there on defense, but as Charlie says, the best defenders definitely
when
aren't.
your middle blocker serves and goes back left, you need to hit the ball to back left.
Sean Kelly serving, playing with the USA men's national team this last summer, has definitely improved his game by multitudes. Diving dig by Conley, and we got a net violation called against the Bruins. Point going to Loyola. 6-6. And that brings Alexander Sosa, who has been phenomenal these first 3 weeks of the season here in NCAA men's volleyball. Sosa at 6'8" delivers and make that an ace for Sosa. His 12th ace of the season, second ace of the season, first of the night.
Sosa is a big attacker who's relentless every time he hits the ball, goes 100%. Hits it hard.
Big swing into the net for Sosa. Service error, point going to the Bruins. That brings a Wang Diallo serving for UCLA.
Wang Diallo is a great story. He's from a little high school in LA and really was not very well known, but he's worked and worked his way into the starting lineup as a junior.
Good floater pass by Fabakovic outside to Reed, and Reed somehow gets it in between Thorne and Rowan.
You know, Rowan has run the middle, and then he holds the middle, and they don't get outside to close on it.
That brings Jake Reed back to serve for Loyola. Reed spin serve. Pass by Rama. Big to Kelly. Dug by Reed. Overpass attack by Rama. Goes off the block. Free. Actually bumps it to the left side to Rama. Over the block. Dug by Soa. Smith Van Ooyen. High ball outside to Falakovic. Dug by Conley. Set by Rowan. Back to Decker. Decker denied. Huge rally for the Ramblers. Aiden Klein and Daniel Fabakovic with a return to sender.
Well, both these teams are high velocity teams, and now you're starting to see both teams get into the fluidity of it, and their defense is really good. And then it's really exciting.
Tough serve thrown out to the pin, and Zach Arama, you got to get up to get down.
He's got long arms, and he's kind of the epitome of what the now outside hitters are like.
8 serve to 9. Rowan back to serve for UCLA. Rowan winds up and serves this one into the net. Point going to Loyola. Aiden Klein stepping back to serve for the Ramblers. Klein, 6'9" middle. Had a couple aces last night in the win and serves that one into the net. I know, Charlie. I know.
Don't jinx them. You know, it's both these two high velocity teams are a little slow getting started because they hit everything so hard.
Zach Rama at the service line, really high tossed. Pass by Soa. Smith Van Ooyen on the 40 over to Reed. And Reed with a put away.
Reed is the shortest hitter on the Loyola side. Is probably the last person you want to really think about, and he's really good.
A great all-around player, Reed is. Passing, setting, attacking, defensively, and just a good volley IQ. Smith Van Ooyen over towards Rama. Rowan on the quick, and welcome to the highlight zone again. Cameron Thorne in the middle.
It all happened so fast. You're just like, whoa.
For Thorne, that's kill number 3 already. 0 errors, means he's hitting 1,000 right now. Good ball put up by Reed. Back set over to Fabakovic, block. Smith Van Ooyen to the hand pass, set by Soa, right side. Fabakovic blocked again, covered by Bell. We got a Bruin in the net. Oh, it's pretty apparent what Loyola's game plan is, but the Bruin block is winning out if not for that net violation.
Give it some time.
Fabakovic back to serve for Loyola. Spins it over towards Rama. Set, back row, Rama. Rama went intergalactic and landed on the crash pad on that bombing run out of the back row.
Fantastic set. He held the middle and then really quick out of the back row.
11 serving at 12. Decker at the service line. Decker from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Good pass by Soa. Shoots a little low for Bell. Outside shove by Kelly. Blocked at the net. Swinging away, actually setting it over is Decker. Picked it by Soa. Back bumps at the Sosa. Here the dig is Decker. Rowan flings it on the 40. Dug by, I believe it's Smith Van Ooyen. Tight ball tipped over the block. Throwing Michael Wang Diallo out of the way. And David Decker hits it in the net. Kelly had to throw Wang Diallo out of the way to get to the ball and hopefully take an approach. But man, it's turning into a steel cage match here.
There's a lot of stuff going on really quickly.
And it's only 13-11.
Yeah. Game 1.
And they check Lucas Anderson into serve for Loyola. Great cross-court serve to Kelly. Big attack by Rama. That is a double quick, essentially.
Now, everybody that thinks that they're hitting a bit needs to look at UCLA
Yeah.
bit. Everybody else is hitting is a pipe. Just
Don't recklessly call it a bick if it's not a bick.
Yeah,
because what UCLA running is a bick.
Yeah, a back quick.
12 serving to 13. Kelly winds up off speed. Fabakovic on the pass. And the attack goes in the middle by Klein. The set was a little low.
A little low and a little slow.
13 serving to 13. And Kelly, in his sophomore season, the 6'7" outside from Manhattan Beach, Loyola High School. Reed, Smith Van Ooyen tipped by Klein. Rowan sets outside to Rama. Rama off the top of the block, and Rama is just operating. He's like a machine right now.
He slowed it a little bit and just hit high, got it over the block, and then it came in at a weird angle. Hard to dig.
14 serving to 13. Kelly camping at the service line for the Bruins. Fabakovic, Smith Van Ooyen shoots set to Reed. Dug by Decker. Rowan forces it out to the pin. Rama on the cross-court attack and grabs the sideline. Point going to use. Sean Kelly back to serve for the Bruins. Kelly winds up. Ball's passed by Fabakovic. Reed outside to Sosa. Knocks it off of Conley. Bumps up by Decker. Tight onto the pin. Sosa swings away and takes it down.
Ball is being dug so high and then set so high, the accuracy leaves the higher the set is. That ball was just sent over the net.
Alexander Sosa back to serve. The transfer from Quincy University. Winds up, goes cross court over to Rama. Rowan in the middle to Wang Diallo, and he observes his ball as it bounces into the atmosphere.
That ball was actually a little bit of a higher set, more of a slow. And that's like mid-level between the bick and the quick. So now you got, a quick coming half the time and a slow coming the other half the time.
Trent Taliaferro checks in for UCLA for serving and defensive purposes, up 16-14. Smith Van Ooyen over to Aiden Klein, and Klein knocks it off of Taliaferro as he shifts over and left back on defense. 15-16, and Wang Diallo back in for Taliaferro. Jake Reed awaits the whistle from Patty Roll for R1 on duty. Reed with a spin, pass by Kelly outside to Rama from Rowan. Dig by Soa, set by Smith Van Ooyen. Fabakovic blocked by Thorne and Rowan. Smith Van Ooyen on the middle to Klein, and middle attack misses long.
That was a little low also.
Both these teams are running really quick offenses here in set number one.
Quick and swift.
Rowan back to serve for UCLA. Rowan, the 6'6" senior setter from Trabuco Canyon. Fabakovic on the dime. Fabakovic cross court and goes coffin corner on the put away.
I'm amazed at how accurate Fabakovic is. So many balls almost hit on the line that he hits cross court. Watch this one. Right back.
16-17. Ramblers serving it up as that ball goes into the net. UCLA up 18-16. Serving that ball was number 29. That's Tyler Howard checking in for service purposes as he steps out. Rotating back on libero J.J. Soa. Reed. Smith Van Ooyen. Big to Reed. And Reed giving a souvenir to Rowan playing defense in back right. And Reed being used a little more often than last night already.
That's pretty smart setting.
As Alex Smith Van Ooyen goes to serve.
Think about what's UCLA going to concentrate on. It probably isn't Reed.
Deep line serve by Smith Van Ooyen, misses long. Point going to UCLA. Looking at Cameron Thorne to serve for the Bruins. The multiple-year AVCA All-Americans and Player of the Week a couple times as well. Sosa through the block. Sosa on the overpass and tools the block at Decker. And that's a lot of big boys playing way above the net there.
Decker almost snuck up on him and got that. He barely didn't get his hands turned in, but he surprised him with the block.
Bryce Robbins checks in for Jake Reed in the front row. Daniel Fabakovic back to serve for the Ramblers. Fabakovic winds up. Pass by Rama in the middle to Wang Diallo, and he just goes through the net.
Yeah.
Wang Diallo did not play like this last night. He's obviously wanting to turn it around.
Well, he has improved so much in the 3 years he's been there. He wasn't even a factor as freshman and most of his sophomore year.
Decker back to serve. Tight pass. And blasting, pulling the trigger is Brad Bell with a jump and thump action.
See that Jake Reed is back in the game, and his passing is so instrumental for the offense of Loyola.
Bell on the hybrid, pass by Rama, Rowan to Wang Diallo, and he hits that one wide. And looks like the referee, Patty Rolfe, is going to challenge herself, so to speak. She's going to review the video.
Yep.
Spoke to Patty before the match, and she said that, you need to look for, I will point to myself and let you know that I'm the one that's doing the review, because you do not have lines officials here.
They don't have lines officials. No, they have a pretty good view because she's up 10 feet in the air looking down, and so you can see it pretty well, and she's been around the game.
There's a great shot by our ESPNU camera crew, and then obviously, I say something ends up being the opposite, so it was in.
That ball hooked out, and I think the first contestant was that did it hit somebody? Maybe it hit the defender.
Well, they're taking some time to take a look at this. So it looks like the ball is confirmed as out point Loyola, and we've got the perfect score at 20-20. Unlike mine and Charlie's vision.
Came to 5. That's where you love to be.
Brad Bell continuing with serve, the 6'9" senior middle from Salem, Wisconsin. Kelly on the pass, big to Rama, and he plays pinball off of Bell, playing defense in left back.
Rama is so quick out of the middle back, and just he has so many directions to hit it.
Kelly going back to serve for the Bruins.
Of course, it helps having Andrew Rowan setting it.
Top spin serve pass by Fabakovic. Smith Van Ooyen legs it out, but we'll call that an ace for Kelly. That's his first of the night, third of the season for the sophomore outside from Manhattan Beach, California. It means we go to a timeout called by Coach Shane Davis of Loyola. Don't go away. More volleyball coming your way here in a few moments before coming back to UCLA. So interesting match. We know a few of the players on the Loyola side has been kept in touch with them. Blasting off the block, Aiden Klein.
We had a chance to talk to him, you and I did. I asked him about this match because there were players that he recruited to go to Loyola Chicago, and he said, well, I'm still going to play to win every time. So
Alexander Sosa going back to serve for Loyola. Winds up down the line and throws an ace on the deck as he goes to his bros and says, that's for you.
How about that, sir? Looking cross court, turned it right straight down the line. Didn't hook it, took it right to the corner. Great serve.
That's Sosa's third ace on the season, the second on the night, as UCLA takes a timeout as we're knotted up at 22s. We're taking a peek at the Loyola bench as they're getting ready to speak to their coaching staff. That's Shane Davis, Kyle Exline, and Dalton Solbrigg. And we love talking about Dalton Solbrigg.
Dalton Solbrigg was a great player at the University of Hawaii. Great middle blocker. Came off the bench. Holds the highest percentage hitting record in UH history. And he was a player that allowed them to win, just doing big things at big time. And his assistant coach at the University of Hawaii,
that would be Milan Zarkovic, goes back to the service line, tied at 22s. Sosa goes cross court, make that back-to-back aces for the junior opposite hitter from Zrenjanin, Serbia. That's ace number 3 on the night.
One on the left sideline, one on the right sideline.
Well, in that post-match interview last night, I said, I made too many errors. Like, you hit 641.
Yeah. He had 5 aces. Yeah, he was a great interview, wasn't he?
Yep. This one puts a little too much heat on it. Goes long, point UCLA. 23s across the board. Michael Wang Diallo serving for the Bruins. Diallo stands at 6'9", quite the jumper. Hits hybrid over towards Fabakovic. Smits Van Ooyen to Sosa. Sosa hits this one long, and it's set point UCLA, serving to 23. And we got a timeout, a strategic timeout, taken by Coach Shane Davis of Loyola, as he speaks directly to athlete Alexander Sosa right as he walks off the floor.
Well, he wants Sosa, you could hit a ball out now, make a good play now, especially at 24-23. You just decided out away from being tied. So serve, receive, and run your offense, get the side out. You're tied at 24 all and serving.
When you look on the screen there, you look at the UCLA coaching staff. That's John Hawks right there in the middle. Milan Zarkovic right there. You can see his head bobbing with the, we'll say, frosted tips. And Alex Knight, former outside hitter, national champion at UCLA. It's such a wonderful fit for Alex from the LA area and with a great love for the program.
I've watched his practices here the last couple of days. He really is involved with teaching and being a coach, doing a great job.
And looks like UCLA first take court here in our timeout for set point. And Michael Wang Diallo waiting arms at side for that serve. You always have to wonder what goes through the athlete's mind as they're waiting for this opportunity to serve for the potential set winner.
It's like the guy in the basketball game shooting with 1 second left on the clock, shooting free throws.
Does he have Mamba mentality from the end line?
Yeah.
Wang Diallo floats it to Soa. Smith Van Ooyen back to Sosa. The drag step approach. Ball's dug by Kelly. Let's see what Rowan does. Goes to Rama. Rama rolls shot, and he goes to his beach game to win the indoor game as UCLA takes the first set. That he played for, who you were playing in the Southwest Classic, right behind us.
Yep.
Soa overpass. Rama sending a package deep long, and point going to UCLA.
He played at Sandra Day O'Connor School, a team that was top in the nation his senior year.
Wang Diallo hitting a hybrid serve with pace. Goes deep, hand pass by Fabakovic. Blind bumps at the Reed, tries to keep it in play, but ends up falling back on the Ramblers side. 2-0. Fabakovic took that ball really high.
Yeah, that ball was out. But everybody seems to want to make that set from the back line to the front left, right on top of the net. And those will usually carry over as that one did.
Wang Diallo floats it over towards Fabakovic. Outside to Reed. Reed dug by Wang Diallo. Rowan legs it out. Free ball coming by Rama, picked up by Soa. Smits Van Ooyen back to Sosa. Sosa off the block. Wang Diallo getting dirty. Ball's picked up by Soa, sent left side over to Reed. Reed off the triple block. Dug by Kelly. Rowan fires the middle of the Thorn and sneaks it inside the block of Klein.
How about those plays? How about your server digging a ball and then diving and digging another one?
He must have been watching your broadcast tonight, Charlie, picking on the middles, playing defense and left back.
No.
He's like, here, this is for you, Charlie. Left-hand scoop.
Yeah, you have to love it.
Reed on the pass. Smith Van Ooyen in the middle. Klein goes off the block of Thorn. That ball traveled some distance off the block. The big boys with the big toys always hitting with authority.
Klein is 5 inches taller. 5 inches.
We've got Jake Reed serving for Loyola, 1-3. Pass by Rama, and turning it up top is Cameron Thorn on the crush.
Loyola brought their left side block in to help on it, and it didn't matter. He just hit by both blockers.
Andrew Rowan going back to serve for UCLA, 16 assists and an ace. Tough serve picked up by Fabakovic. So a high ball outside of Fabakovic, and Fabakovic going for high heat off the block. 2-4. Fabakovic seeing his career progress ever since his freshman season, having another outside by the name of Parker Van Buren to help support such a wicked team. Back row attack, and Sean Machine Gun Kelly bouncing it over the molten mothership ball here in the venue. Sean Kelly showing that he has the biceps to bomb away out of that bic.
Machine Gun Kelly?
That just sounded good.
Okay.
Smith, Van Ooyen, and Sosa at the right side. Dug up and over by Conley. Reed on the tight pass. Fabakovic tries to go to angle and ends up keeping it on the Loyola side. 6-2.
Sosa makes a great hit. And Conley just gets his hand on it barely and pops it perfectly up.
Anyone else would have been shell-shocked, but Conley got a good paw on it to keep it in play. Rama. Reed overpass picked up by Conley. Rowan outside, 1-on-1, and welcome to the highlight zone. White at 3, Pepperdine at 4. US actually going back into play. Kelly with a knuckle poke. Reed on pursuit, keeps it in play. Fabakovic off speed roll, and he has a beach game also, playing that Lake Street volleyball in Chicago. 3 serving to 7. You know, finishing out that top 10, you got USC up there, Loyola in at 6, UC Irvine at 7, BYU at 8. Service misses long, point going to UCLA. 8 serving to 3. And then finish out Lewis 9, and then UC San Diego at 10. Cameron Thorne back to serve. It goes over towards Soa. Out of system play. Sosa making the most of it. Dug by Rama. Rowan back to Rama, and somehow gets it by the cables. It trickles over for the win.
That's something that started when John Sproul really went to run the bic all the time. Is if Middleback dug the ball, they always set him the bic. And you watch how many times that happened.
Thorne back to serve for UCLA and misses wide. Point going to the Ramblers, which brings Daniel Fabakovic serving. He's got 5 kills, hitting .400. And UCLA with a 5-point lead all of a sudden. Fabakovic drills it over towards Rama. Overpass stuffed by Jake Reed of Loyola, makes it 5-9.
Again, perfect timing. Get hands up so there's no chance of a mistake.
Well, Reed right now has 4 kills, 0 errors. As that spin serve goes into the net, point going to UCLA. 10-5. David Decker at the line for UCLA. Decker, again, last night had a fantastic night offensively, hitting 22 kills and a .621 hitting percentage. And Sosa cracking the whip out of the right side.
He likes that situation with one-on-one because he makes an inside approach, makes it look like he's going line, and then he just turns it right across his body.
Back to serve. Brad Bell floats it over towards Rama. Rowan flinging it back to Decker. Decker dug down the line by Bell. Option ball by Reed, and he's still error-free. Reed taking down that option ball winner, 7-10.
I don't think that was an option.
Well,
I think he had to hit.
He hit it down on 2. 2-ball termination.
Yeah.
Sean Kelly with a twisted wrister going cross court.
That was a great set by Rowan. Way over into area 5. Area 4, he just held the middle, and the right side jumped on the middle, which left nobody up for Kelly.
Kelly really showing his growth just within this last year by what he's doing offensively, as Sosa takes a rip, misses long. And UCLA back up by 5 at 12-7. And Coach Shane Davis Is he challenging or taking a timeout? I didn't see the hand gesture he made toward Patty Roll.
He wanted a challenge.
So you got a challenge, and we are assuming it's a block touch, which it is. So it's an in-out challenge. She signified a block touch, but the number 2, which she gave to us, is the in-out challenge. And she is successful on the challenge. Call is overturned. Let's look at that end line. We're not looking at the block. We're looking at the end line view to see if the ball was in or out. There we go. Look at that. Excellent work.
Yep.
In. There we go.
Yep. I like the quickness of these challenges. That's really good.
8-11. Kelly on the pass. Rowan. Rama levitating at the outside for the detonation. I'm pretty sure Zach Rama has wings on his ankles because he was so high on the, well, he didn't have, I mean, the block was late, but he was so high up there anyways.
His arms are so long. He's got so many more angles.
Fabakovic on the hand pass. Fabakovic on the back row blast. 9-12. I feel like Loyola is standing in serve receive, taking balls that are going to go out because they're having to jump and take it with both hands up high.
Yeah.
Reed down the line, saved by the Bruins. And what do we got? We've got a center line violation called against UCLA. I didn't see who went under, though.
Rowan went under as he dove for that ball. You know, you can see UCLA has 20 kills already, and Loyola Chicago only has 14, and yet the game is this close.
10-12 to score, and Decker off the block, dug by Soa. Good anticipation, back to Sosa. Sosa dug by Decker. Rowan blind bumps at left side to Rama. Rama rolls it down the line, and Reed was there waiting on defense, and Sosa stuck his arm in front of it.
Wow, that was a great set. That was a great from off the court set.
13 serving at 10. Rowan back to the service line for the Bruins. Now it's 23 assists, an ace, and a dig. So a perfect pass. So out the route side, and he muscles it through the block. Sosa is such a fun athlete to watch out of the outside.
Well, I'm impressed with Loyola's passing. These serves are coming really hard, and they're pretty consistent. They're running, have all 4 hitters every time.
11-13 as Aiden Klein hits that jump serve long. And Rama gets to the service line. Look at this stat line, Charlie. Zach Rama, 11 kills, 0 errors, hitting .733.
Wow.
Rama down the line, misses wide. Point going to the Ramblers. 12 serving 14. Alex Smits Van Oyen serving for the Ramblers. 13 assists and a dig for the setter from Las Vegas, Nevada. And the middle attack goes wide. Coach John Hawks is wondering if he's a challenge. He's asking his bench, and no one's responding.
That probably tells him something.
He looked down, and no one even acknowledged him.
Yeah. Take the hint, John.
Smits Van Oyen serving, goes cross over to Conley. Rowan back to Decker, and Decker detonates. That is the 3D option, 3D play for the Bruins. David Decker detonation.
David Decker was another player of the game last night. But in his game, his interview was also really good.
Throwing it back over to Fabakovic, and look at that pike block by Sean Kelly. Kelly went up and dropped his arms into the angle. Excellent shot and block by Kelly as he double flexes at the net. 16-13. Spin serve. So with a good pass, Van Oyen to Fabakovic, and Fabakovic hits action. Sosa hits that one wide and long. And Loyola having some challenges here in set number 2 with the Bruin block as Coach Shane Davis takes the time. Been part of the blood, sweat, and tears of growing the game. Saw Reed Pretty here, Jake Gibb, and volleyball announcers like Anne-Marie Anderson, whose son Lucas is on the Loyola team. You've got Brendan Taliaferro, whose son Trent is on the UCLA team. And there are a few others that I'm overlooking, but there are that many people here in attendance who've been so crucial to the growth and the success of USA Volleyball. Daniel Fabakovic going back to serve for Loyola, trailing 14-17. And Fabakovic hits that one into the top cable, stays on the Ramblers side, 18-14. And that brings David Decker to the service line for UCLA. Decker having some human numbers here, only 2 kills tonight and 4 digs. Decker bombs it over towards Soa. In pursuit is Reed, saves it. Fabakovic on the jump bump, covered by Decker. Rowan, big to Rama, and ladies and gentlemen, Rama bounces one to the moon. Zach Rama went total TNT on that ball.
12 kills and 16 swings, no errors. 750.
Jump serve by Becker, goes off of Fabakovic, saved by Sosa. Fabakovic takes an approach, dug by Decker, set by Rowan. Back to Decker, and Decker on the cross-court sizzle. 27-14.
I kept saying, as soon as they get rolling, they just roll, and they're rolling now.
And Decker calmly, smoothly, with suave, goes back to the service line after putting that ball away, up 20-14. Soa, Smits, Van Ooyen, and Bell on the stop and pop in the middle. Checking in is Lucas Anderson for Brad Bell for serving purposes. Just talking about Lucas Anderson and his mom, Anne-Marie, who's in attendance here, probably sitting on that end line right where he's serving. I've come to think about it. Sean Scott also here. I have to mention that of USAV Beach.
Married to Rachel Wacholder.
And the ball somehow trickles through the block and the net for point UCLA. And none other than Zach Rama putting that away. That is 13 kills on 17 swings with 0 errors for Zach Rama so far. Sean Kelly, easy top spin. Soa on the pass. Smits, Van Ooyen climbed. Soft shot covered by Decker. Rama, Cuddy, dug up and over by Soa. Picked up by Rowan. Kelly out to Rama. Rama cross court. Soa on the dig. Smits, Van Ooyen on the save. Down ball by Reed. Rama in anticipation on the dig. 40 set to Kelly, and they hit it into the net. Alex Van Ooyen had to leg that last ball out, and his bench had to save him from following through into the crowd. So Sosa steps back to the service line, still trailing 5 at 16-21, and that ball misses along. Actually, it's an ace for Sosa as it tags the end line. That's ace number 4 of the night, 5th of the season for Alexander Sosa, the junior opposite hitter from Zrenjanin, Serbia. And Charlie, I don't know if you saw this stat line last night. The first time in NCAA men's volleyball history, a perfect attack game by BYU middle blocker A.J. Cottle. 10 kills, 0 errors on 10 attempts.
Wow.
So
I've seen some where it's been 10 kills and 12 attempts, no errors, but never everyone's a kill.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There's some special things happening early on here in 2026. I mean, Dylan Klein the other night had 17 or 18 kills, 0 errors as well. We're seeing these outstanding performances.
Well, even in this tournament, I mean, last night, 3 of the teams hit 370 and the other team hit 450. Now, when do all 4 teams hit over 350?
Well, it's definitely different from the women's game where you see teams maybe hitting 230, 240.
Or less than 200 a lot of times, yeah.
So it's just the pace and power of this game makes it so unique.
Well, and what's really, really fun is that the intensity of defense has increased as the offense has increased, which makes it really, really exciting.
Alexander Sosa back to serve out of that after that ace, leads himself really far. Another ace for Sosa as it goes beyond the bleachers in the end line shot. That's ace number 5 of the night for Sosa. 6th of the season. Sosa again takes a little off at Rama, perfect pass. Rowan on a 2-hand shove dump kill.
So smooth, so quickly does he throw it over.
He's all business, that Andrew Rowan. Just gets the point, turns his team, gets the 5, and says, let's go.
As it should be.
Taliaferro serving as he subs in for Michael Wang Diallo. Off the cable, pass by Soa from one knee. Smits Van Ooyen, roll shot by Reed, covered by Thorne. Rowan outside Rama, and Rama again. 14 kills, 0 errors on 20 attempts. Ladies and gentlemen, track that stat line now.
Wow.
Amazing. Trent Taliaferro serving again for UCLA. Another good serve. Soa on the pass. Sosa off the top, the block. Kelly, a hand pass. Rowan out to Thorne, and Thorne misses wide, and they say there's a touch or a net. And we're going to have a challenge by Coach John Hawks that there's a touch on the block. So what do you think, Charlie? Touch on the block?
I have a pretty good angle right here, and I didn't think
it was too low, too outside the block for a touch. It hit the top of the cable.
It was kind of a long way from the block.
I mean, I thought it may have, but the change of direction of the ball was from the net. Looking at Shane Davis and his sophomore setter, Alex Smits Van Ooyen. Oh, look at that, Charlie. Maybe off the elbow of Smits Van Ooyen, right there.
Oh, yes.
Do they see what we see? I say touch. You
Could
say
be.
no. What do you say, Charlie? You say
baby. I say baby now. If it touched his elbow, obviously, but it could have, from that view, it could have not touched.
And a successful challenge. I'm 2 for 101 right now.
Yeah, right. Pretty good average, all right.
Coach's point for Hawks. And it's set point serving at 18. Taliaferro going back to serve for UCLA. This to go up 2-0. Taliaferro from San Clemente, California.
How about this? Taliaferro and Rowan were on the same high school team at J. Serra.
Ball it's like by Taliaferro. Bump set by Kelly to Rama. Rama on the stutter step approach. And his first error of the night. Right there by Rama. But nonetheless, it is a phenomenal stat line he's got.
Well, he's actually slowed himself down. And so his approach was too slow going up. And that's why his elbow dropped.
Reed serving for the Ramblers. Good jump serve picked up by Kelly. And Decker blocked up top, recovered by the Bruins. Rama goes cross court for the put away winner for point and set number 2 by the Bruins as they authoritatively take the second set 25-18 to go up 2-0 in our first point.
He got so expanding with things he wanted to cover. Had visions, and he knew he wanted to accomplish it, but no way did he want to be in the center. He was a great contributor in this game of volleyball.
He was the ambassador of volleyball growth, and for that we have this excellent first point collegiate challenge vision of him as we look at Alexander Sosa send a message down the line off of the middle blocker on defense, Michael Wang Diallo. So, Kathy, we know you are watching here and you are missed here, but you know that you are loved and supported by the volleyball community, which you help build and fortify. Outside set to Rama, and Rama levitating over the block of Smits Van Ooyen, and a new middle in for Loyola. Checking in now in the middle is number 5, Oscar Berg Mikkelsen. the freshman from Copenhagen, Denmark, or Copenhagen.
7'2" freshman.
Ball's passed by Fabakovic, and look at that dig in anticipation by Kelly. Rama swings away on the broken play, and Rama can only do one time wrong so far tonight, and it wasn't there. And with that, it's 3-1 with Andrew Rowan back to serve. Rowan off the cable, passed by Reed. Fabakovic goes thumb down on the pound. 2-3. Point going to Loyola as you look at the replay there, going and avoiding the block of Decker and Thorne with that extreme angle. As Alex Smits Van Ooyen goes back to serve. So outside set over to Decker. He's blocked with his outside hand. Stepping in to set that second ball was Kelly. Roll shot dug by Sosa by Rama. And swinging away is Fabakovic. Ball's dug by Conley. Rowan back over to Rama, who now is taking care of business on the right side.
Well, remember we said he played on the right side last year, which really will benefit him in the long run because he can hit both sides equally well.
Rama going back to serve for UCLA. Off-speed pass by Fabakovic. Reed there late on the Bick. Ball's tipped by Thorne, set up and over by Thorne, and Sosa takes out the trash. A lot of broken play action happening there in that last sequence. As Daniel Fabakovic goes back to the service line for Loyola. Ball's passed by the Bruins, and Sean Kelly getting in on the get down show. Another cross-court blast by Sean Kelly.
That shot, he's kind of developed that same thing as Zach Rama, where he's got the thumb out, and the ball goes like area 4 to area 4 across the court radically.
Spencer misses just wide. Point going to Loyola. They're still hanging tight here in the third set. 4 looking at 5. But Coach Shane Davis having to make some adjustments to his lineup, going with more size in the middle.
7'2" is more size for sure.
Berg Mickelson serves it down the line to Kelly. Broken play, bump set by Conley on the out of system play, and finding the empty real estate is Sean Kelly. What vision!
When you move your left side block in, put 3 blockers up, that leaves a void over their front left. Kelly knows about that. His beat skills allow him to drop the ball right over there.
David Decker serving for UCLA. Decker 3 kills and 6 digs tonight. Spin serve over towards Fabakovic. Smits Van Ooyen to Sosa, and Sosa knocking it down. Sosa leading the way for Loyola right now. 8 kills on 21 swings, hitting .286, but he's got 5 aces. And that brings him to the service line again. Sosa leads himself into the court. Good serve pass by Rama. Backs it over to Decker. And Decker jumping and a thumping out of the back row.
Still watching Rowan. He just keeps coming up with beautiful sets. Moves over. He's got to go outside with it. Backs it to Decker.
For Rowan, he has 35 assists, an ace, and 2 digs. Kelly unloads. Pass by Fabakovic. Big to Fabakovic, and Kelly in pursuit off a dig by the libero. Conley, and it goes out of play. Point going to Loyola. 6-7. UCLA really riding that back row attack, be it on the D ball or down the pipe. Kelly with a pass. Rowan in the middle to Wang Diallo. And Rowan making it look very easy here offensively.
You don't even realize how difficult it is to set as accurately as he sets.
8 serving to 6. Wang Diallo serving for UCLA. Juan Diallo, 5 kills, 1 error, hitting .667 and 3 digs. And Aiden Klein drilling the pill in the middle. 7 serving 8. Klein coming in high and fast. Klein back to serve for Loyola. Overpass by Conley. Fabakovic takes the offering. And this time, Oscar, the 7-2 middle. Oscar Berg Mikkelsen, the 7-2 middle from Copenhagen, Denmark.
First kill of his career.
But he's got to get pin to pin to stop Rama and Decker. Service error makes it 9-8 UCLA. And Rowan looking to get some kind of rhythm with his spin serve. He's definitely been hitting with heat. A lot of spin on the toss. And it misses wide. Point going to Loyola, tied up at 9s. As Alex Smith Van Ooyen goes back to serve for Loyola. Smith Van Ooyen stands at 6'6" from Las Vegas, Nevada, and Coronado High School. And Rama hits it wide and long for his second attack there. So Rama is human.
That's too bad. It ended up with no block in front of him. He just didn't snap over the top of it.
Smith Van Ooyen back to the line, tied up, or up 10-9. Look out below. Cameron Thorne busted in the middle. And he bounced it up off of Alex Smith Van Ooyen in that right back position. What can you do about something like that?
Pray.
Stand in and take it like a man.
Yep.
Zach Rama serving for UCLA, tied up at 10s. Soa, Smith Van Ooyen, and Sosa going thumb down on the pound. Sosa just lets us play do the talking. There's no extra here or there. Just, I did it or I didn't. I made an error or I didn't.
We interviewed him last night. He was just so humble and had such an understanding of what it takes to reach success. Praised all his coaching staff, analyzed the things he needed to do. He was great.
Service goes long, point going to UCLA, all tied at 11s. As Thorne goes back to serve for the Bruins. Thorne over towards Reed. Smith Van Ooyen to Sosa, and Sosa bombs it off of Rowan. That was OTT, or over the top.
Boy, he hit high.
Look at this, like, replay.
Oh, with this.
Oh, right through the seam. Because Juan Diallo and Kelly are some big guys.
Yes.
Fortunately, serve goes into the net for Owen Berg Mikkelsen, or Oscar Berg Mikkelsen. And that brings David Decker to the service line for UCLA, tied at 12s. Decker 4 kills, hitting .083 with 6 digs. Reed over towards Smith Van Ooyen, big to Fabakovic, dug by Rowan, set by Rama. Kelly off the top of the block. Fabakovic picks it up. Right side to Sosa, tip, dug by Juan Diallo, bump set by Conley. Kelly swings away anyways, and it goes wide. And ball's called out, confirmed as out. And Andrew Rowan going to the R1 Patty Rolfe, and Coach John Hawks asking for a challenge, or asking for the referees to challenge for him. I think it's what he's trying to get. Are you sure you saw it? You should take the challenge, not me. A lengthy discussion by Coach John Hawks and Patty Rolfe.
Interesting discussion is what it is.
So is Coach Hawks going to request a challenge? I mean, because Patty Rolfe was confident in making that call that it was out. So no challenge. Oh, we will have a challenge.
Yeah.
Block touch is a challenge that we're looking for. Actually, we did it again. She did block touch and 2, which is in out. So
yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
One is, it's Tina.
Here we go. So I don't think there's a touch there. Yeah, I didn't see any wiggle of the finger. So was the ball in or out? Oh, they're calling a touch on the attack or off the block. It's a point going to UCLA. They must have a different angle from what they're showing us. We've got a total of 5 cameras here that are available to us, but the replay.
Reed knew it. He's smiling right now. He knew he touched it.
Jake Reed better go to, well, he missed his day at church today to go to the confessional, so we'll have to wait till next Sunday. And Decker drops an ace on the deck for a point going to UCLA. Decker with a
lightning arm swing. Very, very hard to stop his attack.
Decker serves that into the net to a very strategic timeout taken by Coach Shane Davis of Loyola. 13-14 with Alex serving for the Ramblers. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Call it a sellout, but that's very subjective here because they start letting people in standing room only as well. Out of the back row, Rama off the block, covered by Soa. Smith Van Ooyen back to Sosa. Decker with a dig. Conley on the bump set to the left side. Kelly chops it down the line, dug by Sosa. Set by Smith Van Ooyen. Reed blocked up top, covered by Sosa. Set by Smith Van Ooyen. Sosa. Conley on the pickup, cleaning up right side. Decker, he's denied. And he's stuff blocked at the outside. And I believe that was Reed and Klein doubling down. And we have potentially another challenge here by UCLA coach John Hawks. I think he's going to ask for a net based on the hand gestures that I can see. And referee Patty Rolfe entertaining his inquiry. Waiting to see if there will be a video. Yes, there will be a video challenge by UCLA coach John Hawks. I'm imagining it's a ball in or out because he pointed down at the floor. So there's the block, and that was in by at least 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know if everybody realizes, but the up referee and the down referee have a mic system attached. It's hard to see it, but they talk all the time about how things are going and what the call is. And one helps the other with ideas.
We're looking at John Hawks there, who is contesting the call. He is quick to make the challenge. And Patty Rolfe for R1. Play stands as called, and he throws his arms in exasperation, but I mean, as we saw on the video replay, the ball did land in, unless he is actually contesting something else before that play happened, which I'm imagining it was a net potentially early on in the play. But they're going to play on nonetheless, with Loyola tying it up here at 14 apiece. Alexander Sosa serving for the Ramblers. Another ace for Sosa. That is ace number 6 of the night, 7th of the season. And I believe the record is 9 in a match. Either by Moni Nikolov or Hilaire Heno. Moni Nikolov, Long Beach State, or Hilaire Heno of UC Irvine.
It might be both.
Or, yeah, it's a tie, yeah. They shared the 9.
Yep.
But we do know 84 miles per hour is the fastest serve recorded by Moni Nikolov last year. And we know a few people here are hitting 74, 75. Fabakovic, Smith Van Ooyen to Sosa at the right side. And what do we have? A back row attacker violation called against Alexander Sosa. 16-15 our score. I think it's the first time that's been called against Sosa. Sean Kelly back to the service line for UCLA. And Kelly serves that one into the net. And it's do or die time for Loyola as we are getting closer and closer to the red zone, which is 20 points. Who's going to get there first? for that psychological advantage as Reed goes and winds up cross court over towards Kelly. Rama over the block and past two defenders. I think 2/3 of the Loyola team are down the line.
Sosa was ducking. He goes. He was going right for his face.
And with that, it's 17-16. Wang Diallo looking good at the service line. He's got a couple tough serves with a lot of movement. And that one looks like it could have dropped last second, but it drifted long. It's those kind of serves you wonder, because there's no rotation of the ball. It's traveling fast. And a coach told me that undulation, the displacement of the air inside the ball is unpredictable.
It's if your elbow's behind that wrist, then the ball has a chance to drop.
Lucas Anderson delivers, pass by Kelly. High ball out to Rama, and a 7-2 block. Zach Rama doesn't care.
A 7-2 block went straight up and right by the ball. Rifled it inside of him.
And back in comes Aiden Klein for Lucas Anderson. Rowan going back to serve for UCLA. 18-17.
Yeah.
Ball's knocked off the block and outside play, and that's Daniel Fabakovic. As Loyola Smits Van Ooyen serves into the net for point going to UCLA. As they're getting closer and closer, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel as Zach Rama goes back to serve. 20 kills on 30 swings, hitting 600. And banging in the middle is Oscar Berg Mikkelsen, the 7-2 freshman middle from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Shane Davis is so excited about it. We had to talk and talk about it, because he just, like that, he just gets better every minute he's out here.
Spin serve pass by Kelly. Back over to Rama, and Rama bounces it off the end line. Right now, UCLA as a team is hitting .479. And Grayson Bradford checks in for the first time for serving purposes.
Freshman from Miracosta.
And Soa with the pass. Reed high off the top of the block. Rama goes off of Smits Van Ooyen. And Rama with his 21st kill, 21-19.
We always talk about when you're hitting, look past the block, look and see where the defenders are, and then if you can, hit them high in the area of your shoulders, either left or right shoulder. And those balls are almost impossible to dig, but you got to see the block.
Service goes into the net for point going to Loyola. And for the first time, we are going to see for the Ramblers, Aiden Delorier. Oscar Berg Mikkelsen back, substitutes out. Delorier from Eastport, New York, stands at 6'3", an outside hitter. Spins it long and wide. 22 serving to 20. We got a substitution back in. Comes Oscar Berg Mikkelsen as David Decker goes line for the Bruins. Decker on the approach. Pass by Reed. Smits Van Ooyen to Sosa, and he puts it away. Point going to the Ramblers. 21-22 for Sosa. That's kill number 11, now hitting .286. He's got 6 aces as he makes his way to the service line. Sosa misses just long and looking to see if there's a challenge anywhere. And I think we're going to see a challenge here by Coach Shane Davis. For obvious reasons, they're going to challenge that the ball was in on serve. Original call was the ball's out. Here was the replay.
Well, half the Loyola guys were saying touch. Thought it hit a defender.
Oh.
I didn't see that.
Do you think that hit Connolly?
Yeah, didn't see that.
The dodge, duck, dive, dip, and dodge syndrome.
Oh, yeah. Dodgeball.
Chris Connolly, the transfer from Long Beach State, now the libero for UCLA. If you look at Shane Davis, the head coach, returning head coach, second stint, got a couple national championships in 2014-15.
Had some good players at that time. Thomas Jaspy, two-time Olympian. Also,
Cody Caldwell. You remember Cody Caldwell, Charlie?
No, I coached Cody Caldwell, his brother, his mom, and his dad. And he's making his way up the AVP, doing a great job. But also Jendrick, who's a 7-footer. Did a great job developing him, and that's why he's so excited about the new 7'2" freshman here.
And looks like the play stands as called. Point remains with UCLA, 23-21. As we look at Sean Kelly at the service line for the Bruins. Aiming for 2 more points for UCLA to make it the straight set sweep of the Ramblers. And looks like Shane Davis talking to Bill Forster now, the R3, who's the video challenge referee. And I'm wondering if Charlie can figure out what's going on, because I can't make out what Bill Forster is saying. And now Coach John Hawk's getting in on the deal here. Maybe they don't have their rotation right. And actually, Shane and John are having a good laugh. And since John has a few of his former players out there, he's pointing them out like, you're supposed to be in this rotation. No. Kelly on the spin goes low into the net. I think that was a Shane Davis ploy right there to try and get them to serve into the net. It worked. 22 serving to 23. As Jake Reed goes to the service line for the Ramblers. And make that an ace for Reed. And like that, it's 23-23. And we've got a timeout taken by UCLA as they relinquish the almost 2-point lead for a little bit here. As we take a peek at the UCLA bench, discussing these final few points here, trying to seal it, but not before Loyola battling back in here.
You know, there were too many distractions there. I'm way more of the idea that you got this lead, let's finish it. Let's go finish it. And there was too much other stuff going on there that kind of the focus and concentration left.
Well, we are having a live crowd here. They know this is the final match of the First Point Collegiate Challenge presented by Nike.
It's been great, because after the teams are finished playing their pool play, they come right on in and sit all here, so you get kids everywhere watching this great volleyball. They got the music going, they've got the hype going on, and the players are outstanding.
And the teams are back on the court as you look at the lively crowd, letting them breathe. A whole lot of excitement here in the Phoenix Convention Center. Wonderful venue, a wonderful city with excellent volleyballs. We got a substitution. Checking in Bryce Robbins for Alex Smits-Van Ooyen. So there's no true setter on the court right now, Charlie.
That's a men's idea. They just put all blockers out there. 3 blockers, 3 defenders. And if the ball gets popped up, somebody just steps in and sets it.
Reed. Pass by Connolly. Rowan. Rama. Dug by Reed. No setter. Set to the right side. Bryce blocked at top. Free ball up and over. Picked up by Conley in the chaos. Big over to Kelly. And Kelly goes thumb down on the pound. And no setter on the Ramblers side being the undoing here at that point.
Usually when you make that sub, There's someone designated. If he gets dug, you're the person. But
Bryce Robbins knows that it was him.
Yeah.
He came back hitting his chest.
Yeah.
And we got match point number 1 serving at 23. And we have a second and final timeout taken by Loyola to extend the drama here. Can Shane Davis ice the UCLA server with this timeout?
we shall see. It wouldn't be a shock.
Well, why don't you talk positive about the server's attributes, and maybe that's how it ends up
serving.
That's a good question. I do not know. But it seems that UCLA tonight has been really good from the service line. Versus last night, they only have 14 service errors tonight. Loyola has 16 total, and we know that they were beyond that last night.
Yes, yes.
Looking at both huddles in our split view, this is where the strategy and chess match happens here. Obviously, the mental component of trying to ice the server is what Coach Shane Davis is going to do. However, Coach John Hawk's saying, okay, this is what we're going to run. We get this perfect pass.
He's going to want to say get it here or there to them, hopefully so we can be in a defensive position to stop what they want to do. My bet is they're going to set Sosa.
Oh, of course. Because Fabakovic hasn't had, he's having a good night, but it seems Sosa is creating more difficulty for the UCLA block. I mean, Fabakovic is hitting 389 versus Sosa's 286.
Yeah.
And only 2 kills separate them, 11 for Sosa, 9 for Fabakovic.
Which isn't much compared to what they've had.
Yeah.
So.
And we've got match point number 1, serving 223. You're looking at Trent Taliaferro back to serve for UCLA. And phones are out videoing match point. And it goes into the net. And the successful icing by Shane Davis ties it up at 24s. And back to serve is the middle blocker, Aiden Klein, standing at 6'9". Klein, pass by Kelly outside, Rama, and Rama getting up to get down.
It's high, but takes a little off of it. So you're dug in because he's so high, and then it drops in front of you.
Match point number 2, serving to 24. Andrew Rowan, Soa on the pass. Sosa unloads off the net. Decker off the block, dug by Reed. Smith Van Ooyen back to Sosa. Off-speed shot, dug by Kelly. Bumps it by Conley. Rama swings, chops, and gets the point. Set and match going to UCLA in the straight set sweep as the number 1 Bruins defeat the number 6 Loyola.